Just trying to get set up. Okay. Welcome to this evening's little live gardening session. I got a little variety of things I'm going to be transplanting and planting today. What we're going to start with. Alright, I guess just because it's the easiest, I'm going to go ahead and I just want to be able to have my phone there. I try to look at it as much as I can to see if somebody chats. So these are the butterfly pea seedlings. I'm just going to be popping them out and into the 72 cell tray. They're in peat moss and perlite, so they generally are pretty dried out. Some of these have really nice roots already. Oh, did I drop one down the hole? Yes, I did. I'll grab that in just a little bit. Alright, and then all I do is I'm going to take my marker, push it in, push that down. Hi, Kiki. Love you. I'm just going to go ahead and do all these. I didn't count them, so I'm not sure how many we have here. Try and get all the root in. It's not the ideal time to plant these for most people. However, I am in a frost-free zone, so I don't really worry about them. They're pretty much a year-round plant for me. And it's not going to get cold if it does until at least January. So they established plants well before then. They're very fast growing. And these were actually some old seeds that I had left outside of my porch that I found that I didn't even know if they were going to be viable. That's why I poured so many in there. Because I didn't think that really any of them were going to sprout. Hang on, let me see what's going on. No, it's not on mute. Is that fixing anything for you? Maybe? Huh. Is anybody else having any trouble hearing, or? Oh. Now I gotta try and set this back up here. Okay. Oh. There we go. Oh, Kiki, that's a good one. I was just about to ask, did you turn your volume off? My volume was off on the phone, so I didn't know if that would affect the volume that it picks up the noise at, so I turned it up just in case that was a problem. Alright. At least the sun has gone down behind the fence a little bit now. It's drastically cooler than it was 10 or 15 minutes ago. Alright, so I got at least, let's see, there's 6 of these, so I got at least 20 right here. I'll probably pull out enough to do one more row, so we'll do 4 rows of these. And then we'll be on to the stuff that I got today at the store. That was just a baby seed. Not even sprouted all the way yet. Alright, 2 more. There's 1. Oh, that's a double, but I don't care. They're both doing it. Alright. That's 4 rows of butterfly pea. And now one of the other next things I got. Let's see. Oh, this is a huge tray of rosemary I got at the little Spanish market by my son's school. It was a whole heaping mound full of rosemary sprigs, $1.99. So I did a bunch of them ahead of time when I was sitting there, but, well, these aren't very woody. Basically what I'm doing is just taking most of the leaves off, bottom few inches. Then at the top, literally just go like this, leave a little handful of green at the top. And all this is just going to go in the house and get dried and used to eat. Rooting hormone or anything. I'm just taking these of the rosemary twig. I prefer them to be a little bit woody. Some of these are a little flimsy. They probably don't necessarily sprout, but just to see if they will, I'm poking a few in that are pretty soft. And I'll probably do like 3 rows of these. This is one of those really easy to grow from cutting type of herbs. Probably easier than basil, but just can't handle it. No, well, not when until it's established. Alright, yeah, it looks like it's going to be about 3 rows. Turn this around. Start going back the other way. Yeah, I'm starting to get the softer ones that I had. Alright, I'm just going to leave it at that. Use a couple extra spots. I'll fill all this in. I'm going to do muscadine grape seeds. So I'm going to move these out of the way. Not going to be sprouting these tonight, but this is, I guess, called a black chayote squash. It looks like it's just dark green, but it's called black. That I'm going to try and sprout. That was like, this is like $3 maybe a little less. This one was like $2.50. And this is a white one. So, I'm going to try and sit those in something and see if I can get some sprouts out of them. The 3 regular green chayote squash that I planted, out of the 2 that sprouted really well, I've still got 1 alive. One of them kind of rotted off on me when the fruit rotted off of it. But that is the $6 for these 3 pieces. See, they're pretty large. And so I'm going to have my dad use a saw with tomorrow to help me cut these down into pieces. And then I'm going to plant the nodes and see if we can grow this, because this obviously seems to be a very different kind of sugarcane than the skinny little white canes that I'm growing. This is very colorful, very thick, very heavy. So I do want to try and sprout those. Let's see. Oh, the muscadine grapes. Hi to everybody, and thanks for joining and watching some of my gardening. I'm pretty much just going to squeeze the seeds out of each fruit into one hole. There's usually anywhere from 5 seeds in each one of these. And then I'm just going to pile them over here. And it's going to take a few minutes. Now, I can't guarantee these are going to come out the same exact grapes. These are supposed to be a wild muscadine grape. So I'm hoping that it probably turns out somewhat similar to what it is, but it could turn out with fruit very, very different from what the parent is. And this is actually getting to be a difficult like that. So Let me change this up one more time. Alright, I'm just going to put the seeds onto here. I feel like it's a lot easier. And then I'm going to go back and plant them up. Has anybody grown these before? I have not. I've grown regular grapes. I have not done super well. Probably for the choice of variety. But that's what I get for getting my Walmart grape. She might not be in here anymore. However, these are going to be fresh seeds. And I've never done this before, so if anybody has any advice or anything about growing these, leave me comments even after it goes, you know, into the recorded section and it's not live anymore. I'd definitely love to hear any advice on growing muscadine in Florida. This is the kind of stuff my kids would have helped me with when they were young. It's amazing though, such a dark skin on them. It smells amazing. It smells. No, I can't touch my phone at this time, guys. I feel like it might have been easier just to mash these and like then strain out the seeds, but I didn't want to damage any of the seeds. So we're just going to do it like this. I did a few of these over at Mother Hen's plant garden the other night. We've already got them sitting in some soil to see how they germinate. And after we do these muscadines, we'll go ahead and I'm going to cut up this malanga elephant ear plant. The last ones they were in too shallow of a pan and they dried out on me. That one. Alright, so this might not fill up this whole tray. I might actually have a little bit more room to... I think I... Alright, one more left after this. And I need to run wash my hands before I continue. At least go rinse them off real quick. When I say look at the amount of juice, there's a lot. But you can see we got quite a few seeds. I'm going to go ahead and put 2 or 3 on each spot. Well, I guess maybe not 2 to 3, however many drop. We'll go with 2 to 5. Alright. I'm trying one more spot. Okay. All right, I'm gonna go wash this grape juice off. I will be right back. Just a second. Okay, now I'm just gonna push these in a little bit. And these are muscadine grapes. They're native to the southern United States. I guess they're particularly popular in Florida and Texas. Alright, so I'll have one empty row. On it. Okay. So that's these butterfly pea, rosemary, and muscadine grapes. I'm going to move those out of the way. And this is my second attempt at this type of elephant ear plant. It's called malanga. I guess today I also found out when I was at the market, there are several different kinds. This is like a pinker one. There's white, yellow ones. I'm going to cut this one up real quick. Alright, so last time I let them dry out, so I'm going to use much bigger pieces. I was trying to do just the skin last time. This is already growing a plant right here. So I'm going to go ahead. This is one, and it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 decent sized, more little growth eyes or points. I don't know that much about this yet. I'm still learning, so I don't know what to call it, but I'm going to go ahead and... Oh yeah, this one's very pink. Some of them I've noticed, the last one I had was like a white with like a bluish purpley tint, I believe. But this is definitely like a red pink color inside. And then I'm going to go ahead and bury that in not wet, but in just like barely moist soil, like up to about here. And get this one to grow, hopefully. And we'll see how many more of these little growth points can grow. And then let's see. I'm going to do this one. This has got so many little growth points all over it. It looks like that one might actually be starting. It's a little pink nub in there. And then, I don't know how many pieces I should make out of this. Maybe 2, so I don't have any cut sides up, and just like cut it in half. And then I'll put both of those cut sides down. I guess that's what I'll do. Point to cut an eye. Oh, I didn't cut that very straight at all. But this is what we got to work with. I'm just going to put these down into a little bit of soap. I'll probably use my cutting mix. It's perlite and peat moss. And just push these down in there and see how they do. Oh, I know what I can plant in here too, by the way. I just plucked some zinnias out of the lawn that I seen growing. At least I think they're zinnias. I hope I didn't like save the weeds out of the yard. They look like zinnias. Alright. So I planted up the full tray. I cut these up. I'm going to go stick them in a pot of my cutting mix. And I showed you guys the sugar cane that we're going to cut up tomorrow, and then I'll plant that tomorrow. I'll probably do another live. I'm going to try to start doing this live stuff every day. I don't know if that's a reality, but that's my goal. And then I'll get the chayotes done, and also check it out in my shorts feed. I will try and get more videos in there as well. But thank you guys, everybody, for watching this little bit tonight. And hopefully I'll be back tomorrow morning with some more morning planting for you guys. Maybe possibly even drop in and see Kiki if I get a chance. But you guys take care, keep growing, and I will see you in the next show. Oh, wrong phone. All right, good night, everybody.